Change is a principle of life. Now, that might sound like super elementary, but the truth is that when it comes to anger, most men get angry because of change. Either they can't control change, feel like a victim of change, don't understand how to manage change. And so if you wrap around your paradigm the fact that change is a principle in life, everything that's alive is going to change. And even stuff that technically isn't alive is going to change. So it's like everything in the world changes, and instead of expelling energy around getting frustrated when something changes that feels like it's out of your control, if you deal with change as a principle in life, then you'll be able to manage how change impacts you differently, and you don't spend so much time wasting time vacillating about your feelings when change happens. So when change happens, when it happens, be it good or bad or indifferent, a lot of people stall out in pain, frustration, anger, resentment, lashing out because how the change happens impacts you. And the moment you realize that change is inevitable and it's a part of life, then you stop wasting time and energy in that space, right? So change is a principle in life, and your perspective about change, how you see change, changes everything. It literally changes everything. So if you think about it, how you manage change determines how you succeed, right? So however you manage change management, crisis management, however you see it. Some people think change management is crisis management. It might be. Change management, crisis management, however you manage change determines how you succeed. I put this scripture up here as a principle in Ecclesiastic. It says, for everything there's a season and a time under heaven. For everything there's a season and a time under heaven. Here's the thing. Everything's going to change, but even if it's bad, it's going to change. Even if it's the worst, it's going to shift. Like no matter what, it's going to change. If it's good, it's going to change. And if it's bad, it's going to change. So all you got to do is manage your emotions while you're waiting on the change. Manage how you respond to change, because responding to change wrong prolongs the change. Responding to change wrong prolongs the change. The sooner I just embrace, hey, this change management, change is a principle. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to react to it in the way to get a reaction. I'm going to be proactive about it. And I know this in my soul is going to shift. So I just got to wait it out. Now watch it, all right? So when you do this, then you gain wisdom, because you never make a permanent decision in a temporary state of mind. This compounds problems on top of change. So now change happens. Instead of managing the change, waiting for the change to shift, I respond to the change, react to the change. When I react to the change, I make a bad decision, because the decision isn't based on the big picture. It's based on what just happened. And now I got compound issues on top of the stuff, and now I created more stuff out of the stuff that should have never been created. Right. You feel what I'm saying? No. Right. I know. I want you to be able to ask questions. I just got to make sure I get to the 5. So if you think about it, hold on to it, we'll go back to it. So I'm starting with paradigms, because as men, a lot of the problems we have is because we built in the wrong paradigms and we never question them. We never think about how we act to it. So when change happens, we always feel like it happened to us. So we feel like a victim of it. You can never lead in anything that you feel like you're a victim of. So you'll spend your whole life feeling like every change that happened to you was like trying to do something to you. So now planning is the only tool that you can control time and change. It's the only tool that helps you control time and change. And planning is one of the things that men feel like they don't have time to do. And it's crazy not to have time to plan. Because planning is the only tool you got in the earth that lets you control time and change. What you doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock? I don't know. That's a problem. Like, so if you don't know what you're doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock, somebody could have something planned for you to do tomorrow at 2 o'clock. They could plan what you're going to do tomorrow at 2 o'clock, where you're going to be tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and it might not be what you planned, and you'll be doing what they planned for you to do at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and you didn't take control of it, and then you feel like you're a victim every single day of your own life. Because I didn't take time to sit down and just go like, yo, what do I want to do in 5 years? What do I want to do in a month? Where do I want to be tomorrow at 5 o'clock? What do I want to do at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, right? So planning is the tool that takes time and change out of the hands of other people so you can be able to control change and not be a victim to it. So not having time to plan is your own default. All right? So if you're going to initiate change, then you create positive change, right? If I'm going to initiate change, I'm going to make sure that the change I initiate is absolutely positive and it has a benefit and it has an impact on my life. Other than that, I just continue to live as a victim in the whole process. Nobody wants to live like that. Y'all good? All right.